Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be part 2 of what if Ben Solo never turned to the dark side. So if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, it would help out a lot. And if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go over and watch part 1, it will make more sense. So without further ado, let's get into it. So yesterday we ended with Luke and Ben planning to take down Snoke and Palpatine on Exegol, but the only problem is they don't know how to get there. When he was in his chambers getting ready to leave, Ben falls to the floor as he sees the supposed end of Palpatine on the Death Star, as his grandfather throws him down the reactor shaft. In the background, a luminous green object calls to Ben as it bursts into a flash of white light, and Ben awakens on the floor of his room. Luke bursts in to check on his Padawan, and Ben tells him, "We must go to the Death Star," which Luke is confused by as it was destroyed by Lando. Ben then explains that there is the wreckage of the destructive base that he saw in his vision, but he didn't know the name of this planet. Luke then decided to go to his old friend to find this mysterious planet. The ship approaches to the landing platform on Cloud City as Lando comes out to greet his visitors. Luke explains that he needs to find the wreckage of the Death Star and that he wants to take Lando with him because he is the one who destroyed it, and he is most likely to know where the wreckage is. Lando tells them to leave their puny ship at Cloud City, and they take the Falcon to a moon of Endor called Kefbir. When on the wreckage, Luke tells Ben to stay on the Falcon with Lando, which both Ben and Lando are reluctant to. Luke goes out to the wreckage and instantly feels the presence of the Dark Lord upon him, but he powers through it and searches the Sith Wayfinder, but is unsuccessful. He turns around to leave, but sees Lando and Ben riding the waves over to the wreckage, and Ben uses the Force to launch up to Luke's location. A few minutes later, an exhausted Lando climbs up to them. Luke asks where Ben saw the Wayfinder, as he couldn't find it, and Ben instantly looks at the throne Palpatine sat on. He falls to his knees, and Luke and Lando try to hold him sturdy, as Ben hears the sinister laugh of Palpatine echo around in his head. He recovers himself, and walks to where he saw it, the Wayfinder. When he couldn't find it, he exclaims, "It was right here," and he slams his fist on the wall in anger. The hit shook the entire Death Star, awakening a swarm of Wonder Wings, which start to attack all three of them. Lando instantly opens fire, shooting about 5 of the hundreds. Luke starts slicing them as they approach him, but there are still many left, and they get overwhelmed, scaring Ben. He extends his hand and releases an enormous burst of yellow lightning from his fingertips, killing the majority of the beasts and scaring the others away. Luke and Lando stare at Ben with horror, and Luke knows that Force Lightning is a Sith ability. Ben has a look of fear in his eyes and he backs into a corner, and Luke approaches him slowly. Ben quietly says, "What is happening to me, Master?" Luke decides that Ben is not ready to face the Sith and takes him to the same island that he went to exile on to avoid any harm coming to the people near the Temple of Jin. But before leaving, Ben feels the Wayfinder calling to him from the nest of one of the Wonder Wings. He quickly calls it towards him with the Force without Luke and Lando knowing he has retrieved it. On the way to the desolate island of Ahch-To, Ben hears Palpatine in his head saying, "Don't you realize? Your master fears you. He will kill you on this island." Ben stands up and resists the voices as they land. On the island, Luke stares at Ben for a while, thinking of what he should do. Ben is ready to reach for his blade to defend himself, which Luke senses. He reassures Ben that he will teach him to control his newly found ability, saying talent without training is nothing. There's an Easter egg for you, by the way. And tells Ben to try and use the lightning again. Ben tries to do it, but he is internally stopping himself as he is scared he will embrace the dark side. After weeks of training, he tells his master he purposely hasn't been using this ability, as it is a Sith ability, and Luke replies with a small laugh. He continues to tell Ben about Force judgment, and that many Jedi have embraced this before, like Plo Koon. Ben takes this into consideration, and in the middle of the night, he sneaks out. Ben looks at the training dummy his master assembled for him the day before, and gathers all his hatred up and launches his hand forwards, and a small spark comes out his finger and disappears not too far away from him. Ben is frustrated and tries once more, and imagining the dummy was Snoke, he thrusts his hand forward, and a huge wave of electricity leaves his fingers and sends the dummy flying across the mountain terrain. He looks at his hands in amazement and is proud of himself. Luke runs out to see what was happening and is shocked to see Ben using his lightning on demand up at the sky. After a while, Ben notices Luke standing there with his arms crossed, smiling at him. Ben tells his master that he is ready to face Snoke, but Luke is still unsure as they still need to find the Wayfinder. But Ben pulls it out of his bag and says, "This thing?" Luke looks at him in astonishment and laughs. We will leave it in the morning. Get your things ready." Luke said as he returns to his tent whilst asleep. Ben has a vision of Snoke begging for his life, and Ben was standing over him with his blade pointing to his throat. As Snoke was begging, Ben's blade turned pure red as it impaled Snoke's heart. Ben opens his eyes and shouts, "Get out of my head," and he stays up all night meditating to avoid the nightmares. The next morning, Luke and Ben leave for Exegol to confront the villainous Sith. Ben is still not confident after the vision he experienced the night before, but Luke took him anyway. As they enter the throne room, thunder crashes above them. Lightning strikes the throne, causing Palpatine to appear with Snoke beside him. "I have been waiting to see you again, Skywalker. This time my apprentice will not be foolish like your father was." Palpatine extends his hands in an attempt to shock Luke, but he absorbs it with the Force like Yoda did in Attack of the Clones. Palpatine's face changes as he frowns. "So be it." He hovers towards Luke as he summons his hilt and ignites it, and Luke does it too, as they exchange many clashes of their blades. Meanwhile, Ben ignites his blue blade and stares at Snoke, but Snoke laughs and uses the Force to turn it off and summon it towards him. "You must realize you and your puny master are destined to lose." He extends his hand and electricity flies towards Ben, who blocks it with his own Force judgment. With their sparks clashing between them, Snoke is shocked and uses his other hand to increase his power, but Solo does this too. During the long exchange of lightning, Palpatine and Luke are both exhausted, but Palpatine uses the Force to increase his speed and overwhelmed Luke. Luke is on the floor, holding back the two blades, inches away from his face. Palpatine laughs and says, "You've grown old, Skywalker," which frustrates Luke, who then pushes the blades back and cuts off Palpatine's leg, leaving him defenseless on the ground. Meanwhile, Ben is growing tired and is slowly weakening with every second. Snoke grins and shoots Ben back with lightning. Ben only has one chance to kill Snoke, and that was to use his blade to strike him down. He reached for his blade before remembering that Snoke took it, and he was too weak to take it back. He falls to one knee as he hears a new voice in his head, saying, "Ben, the Force is with you. Embrace your surroundings and feel it flow through you." He realized that this was the voice of his mother, Leia, and he smiles, using his remaining energy to dash out of sight from Snoke. On the other side of the large room, Luke has his blade towards Palpatine, like Mace Windu did in Revenge of the Sith, and Palpatine said, "You can't kill me, it's not the Jedi way," which Luke remembers, and he turns off his lightsaber off. Palpatine laughs and sends electricity out of his hands once more, but Luke uses both hands to block this and deflect it back onto the Dark Lord. Palpatine shouts in pain as he withers away into a shriveled skeleton on the floor. Luke falls to his knees as Palpatine's heavy presence leaves. Ben is hiding on a ledge above Snoke as he regains his energy. Whilst planning his next attack with his energy full, he jumps, and whilst in the air he launches boulders at Snoke from all directions. Snoke manages to destroy some with lightning before being hit and gets disorientated. Before Snoke could think, Ben grabs his blade and ignites it through Snoke like he did to Han in The Force Awakens. Snoke exhales for the last time and he falls to the ground as Ben turns his lightsaber off. He walks over to his weak master and helps him back to the ship, where they return to Leia and Han to receive Grogu. Ben and Leia smile at each other before exchanging a quick hug before they depart for the Temple of Jin. In the main room of the temple, the lights cut out. Ben is confused as Luke ignites his emerald blade. Ben falls to his knees in confusion and fear. Luke proceeds to raise his blade above his head and launch it down inches above Ben's shoulder. Luke then knights young Solo for his bravery, and the lights go back on as Grogu watches in excitement. Back on Exegol, Palpatine's followers are panicking and destroying everything in fear of the Jedi returning. They stop when they hear the voice of Snoke echo around the room saying, there has been a change of plan. Proceed to plan B. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. This another what if series. If you did enjoy, put down below and tell us what you thought about it, and also tell us what if videos you would like to see in the future, because we've got ideas, but we'd like to hear some of your ideas. So yeah, if you did enjoy this, please like and subscribe. Have a good day, and may the force be with you always.